What is an average click-through rate for Facebook ads in 2024, which is a little bit more. So you'll see about 1 to 1.5, so 1.5, right? So if you're just starting out and you're running Facebook ads, you've got no experience, very little experience. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you some things that I think is going to blow your mind, especially if you're trying to run Facebook ads for like any of your digital publishing assets. So I mean like Kindle books, I mean like physical books, audio books. It could be your digital courses, your memberships, just anything. So one of the biggest problems that people have when they run Facebook ads is they don't have ads that are like engaging. Like they don't have ads that people actually want to click on. They don't have ads that, you know, capture people's attention. They don't have ads that like actually stop the scroll. So if you think about it, when people are on Facebook, you know, most people, depending on your audience, right? Depending on what you're publishing, but most people are on their phones, right? I'd say let's think about it this way. 50% are on their phones, right? Depending on your audience, right? It might be a higher number. Some are on their desktops, but they're on Facebook or they're on Instagram to have fun. They're on there for entertainment purposes in most cases, and our ads kind of interrupt that. So you have to work really hard at making sure that your images and that your text, right, primarily your images, are stopping the scroll, right? They're scrolling. Think about like the individual that's on Facebook. Scrolling. They should be able to see an ad or an image that they're like, oh my God, what is this? This thing is speaking directly to me, right? Whether it's your book, fiction or nonfiction, course, whatever it might be. Don't get caught up in what the thing is. We're just talking about what the ad should actually do. So the image should do that, and then the text, right? Like your title of your ad, your description, right? All of that should also work and be totally congruent to the image. And all of that, your ad should be congruent to wherever you're sending people, right? So congruency is big. And if you want me to do a video on congruency, in your ads and between like your landing pages where people are actually going, whether it's your Amazon page, your opt-in form, your sales page, whatever, let me know. Just put congruency in the comments and I'll do one on that. But here's how I get extremely high click-through rates. And click-through rates are basically, and I'll go over here and let's go into Google and we will say, what is the definition? Definition of an ad click-through, and I'm spelling this wrong, I know it. Don't get caught up in the small stuff, right? As the late Jim Rohn used to say, don't major in minor things. So click-through rate is a ratio of clicks on a specific link to the number of times a page, email, or advertisement is seen. So basically, you get 100 people that see your ad, right? Your click-through rate is the number of people that actually click on it. So if 10 people click on it, you've got a 10% click-through rate. If 5 people click on it, you've got a 5% click-through rate. So simple math, right? Super simple. Now, here's what's gonna blow you away. The average click-through rate for an ad, so the average Facebook ad, all right, click-through rate is about 1%. All right, it's on average, it's about 1%. As a matter of fact, here's some questions, right? What is a good click-through rate for Facebook ads? So we're gonna go in and we'll see. So some people are saying 2 to 5%, right? What is an average click-through rate for Facebook ads in 2024, which is a little bit more. So you'll see about 1 to 1.5, so 1.5, right? So if you're just starting out and you're running Facebook ads, you've got no experience, very little experience, I'm gonna say that your average click-through rate is going to be about 1%, and that's good, right? Good is 1%. I figured out a way to use AI, right? ChatGPT and another AI platform, but I'm gonna give you guys, to really do much better than the averages, and I'm going to show you that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go into my ad account. Okay, so here's one of my ad accounts, right? So I'm going all the way back. Some of these are newer ads, some of them are older ads. Like if you don't see many link clicks on here, these are newer ads, obviously, right? They're all still running, as you can see. I think they're still running. Let's see. Let's go over here and see. Yep, so they're all still running. Some of them are off, but for the most part, they're running, right? That's not where we're at. We're at getting a higher click-through rate. The higher you can get your click-through rate, the more people out of those 100 people, or 1,000, or 100,000, or a million to click on your ad, as long as you have it being congruent to what they're going to land on, the better it is for you. And the more likely that you increase whatever it is that you're trying to increase, right? Whatever it might be. So, for this example, right, I'm running ads that's going to send people over to my prequel for my book. It could be a Kindle book, right? It could be a preview for an audio book that you have. It could be the taste of your course, whatever it might be. I'm sending people from my Facebook ad over to my thing to kind of get a sample of it, right? And in exchange for that sample, they're going to give me their contact information. It could be name, email address, phone number, right? It could be all three. Ideally, it would be all three. That's what I start off with because I want as many ways to be able to contact them as possible. And then, after they opt in, I'm now saying, look, here's the thing that I said I'll give you in exchange for your contact information. Take a look at it. Go in and listen to it. Go in and read it, right? And then at the end of that thing, if you really enjoy it, here's where you can go and you can buy the full version of it, all right? So I'm going to show you. So it starts with your ads being incredible as far as getting click-through rate. So remember, on Google, we just saw where an average click-through rate could be about 1.5. We'll even give you 5%, right? We saw where some data said, and let me go back to it, 2 to 5%. If we can get our ads to be much higher than that, we're beating the average. So take a look at some of my unique click-through rates. Now, there's a few different things I'm going to explain to you here. So your unique click-through rates, right? This means this is just people that perform the unique click, right? That's someone comes to your ad, one individual, they click one time. Boom. If that one individual clicks 3 or 4 times, it counts it as one, right? So that's unique click-through rate. Your unique link click-through rate, right? These are people that are actually clicking on the link that you might actually have in your ad, right? So if you have an ad that says go to www.timecodes.com, right? That's the link, right? So they're actually clicking on that link. Now, unique outbound click-through rates, right? These are people that are actually clicking onto a link or button, like you might have a Learn More button, that's actually taking them off of Facebook and over to your site, or it might be over to Amazon, or it might be wherever you want to take them, right? Your YouTube page or social media. So for the most part, we're seeing where these numbers are pretty much the same. Every once in a while, you might see a difference, like here, right? 14.9%, 28.57. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I care about, because I'm caring about, like, what's my click-through rate when someone sees my ad on Facebook and they're clicking that link or that button and they're going over to my opt-in page. In most cases, I'm sending them to an opt-in page, unless I'm sending them to a sales page or something like that. So in this example, we're sending someone to a opt-in page that they can go in and they can opt in to get a preview of my prequel for my Kindle book, right? I'm doing 2 things here. I'm building up a list, right, of people for my audience. I'm building up a list. This is a super inexpensive way in most cases to build a list too. So that's a byproduct of having like high click-through rates. And then the other thing that I'm doing is, on that list, I'm also selling them on my main Kindle book, right? Or on my series or my audio book or whatever it might be, my digital course, right? So take a look at these numbers. 50%, right? On the high end, 33%, 25%, 15%, right? 146 clicks at 10%, right? Click-through rate. 11 at 9%, right? And it just goes and it goes. 38 at 7.20. It just keeps going and going and going, right? 257 at 4.86. And typically, the more people that you get to click on your link, right, or your ad, sometimes the lower that click-through rate could get until it settles out, right? So you'll see, like this one, we got 257 people, and it's still at a good point. 88 at 437, right? So 145 at 10%, which is insane. People would kill for that. So how do we do this time? Well, that's the magic answer that I'm going to give you guys, all right? Also, let me show you something before I show you how to do this, all right? Before I show you how to do this. If you look at, and probably don't have a lot here, but look at the cost per lead here, right? I got a lead at 12 cents, another one at 6 cents, another one at $1.11, sorry. Another one at 17 cents, another one at 33 cents. Here's 113 at $11, right? Which is about average depending on the industry that you're in, right? This is not for Kindle. another at 14%, or 6 at $14, I should say. One at 29 cents. I was saying percent and I meant cents, right? 33 at $1.80, 30 at $5.37, right? One at 75, and it just keeps going and going and going. 132 at $2.67, right? 99 at $4.18, right? 20 at 3. So the better that you can get at this, the lower also you can get leads for. And leads are people basically join your list, right? If you guys want me to create a training on leads and how to generate a lead and how to build up your list, just comment leads in the comments box or wherever you're watching this thing, because I'm going to post this video everywhere so it can help as many people as possible. So now, how do we do this? So the way that we do this first is I like to use a special prompt, right? This is a prompt. When I'm going in, I'm writing up my prompts, and there's just pages and pages to this thing, right? I'm just writing up my prompts, and I'm being very detailed as much as possible. Like, here's a prompt, right? It says, I want you to act as Tycoon, the world's #1 direct response copywriter, and as the world's highest converting Facebook ad copywriter, all working together to write Facebook ad copy for the book that I give you so that it is first FTC compliant, but also gets extremely... I'm going to change this because I'm not writing this for my Kindle book. You could, if you was writing it for if you were creating this for your audio book, right? You would put that, right? If you were creating it for your digital course, right? So you could change this out, but for me, I'm gonna put Kindle book prequel because that's what I'm gonna use in this example. All right. Again, I'm giving people my prequel so that they can taste it, they can test it, right? And then in exchange, they're giving me their contact information, and then I'm also pushing them to buy my Kindle books on Amazon, right? Or even off Amazon, because sometimes we'll sell them off of Amazon as well. So I'm going to take this prompt, I'm going to go over into ChatGPT, right? Now, before I do this, before I take this prompt, put it into ChatGPT, it kind of got cut off there. All right, I'm going to read it through. I'll read through some of it for you. I'm asking it to not only give me the Facebook ad copy, but I'm also being very specific. I think that the reason why people don't get results with AI is because they're not very specific. They're not talking in the most basic but understandable way with AI, right? You don't have to be, an individual that uses all of the big words. You just have to be simple but very thorough and complete. And if that means writing a long prompt, like some of my prompts might be 5 pages, 6 pages, 7 pages. This one is about 3 pages, right? So I'm saying, please write the copy at a 5th to 7th grade reading level. Again, doesn't matter if you're publishing fiction or nonfiction, doesn't matter what the topic is. Most people, all right, more people than not, read and comprehend at a 5th or 7th grade reading level, right? For the headline, please make sure that it's no more than 40 characters. So I'm just going into a lot of detail with this thing, all right? I'm saying the way I want you to format your links, please do not put the links in brackets like this. Instead, leave it open like this, www.tycoon.com, right? Please make sure that the link is properly formatted. So I'm saying I want you to capitalize the beginning of each word so that it's more easier to read. Like if you look at this tycoon.com/MMM, as a matter of fact, this stands for Money Morning Meetup. If you guys are not joining us on a Money Morning Meetup, you are missing out. It's a free call that I do with one of our coaches, Caroline DeSange. We do it every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It is a great way to reset your mind, to get the best personal development, the best inspirational, the best motivational, the best business advice for free within a 1-hour period. We do it every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern. That's 5 a.m. PST, right? And if you're GMT, I think it might be like 5 or 1 o'clock, right? But if you look at this, tycoon.com/MMM, lowercase, right? When I have my first name and my last name kind of capitalized, first letter, right, of each word, first word, it looks better. It makes it a lot easier for the brain to kind of read and put it together. So if you guys have books and you're using like your URL for your book or your publishing company, this is the way you want to do it. So I have ChatGPT writing out my links like that as well. And then I say, I want you to write a prompt for me that I can add to, so first, let me back up. I'm telling it to write out the Facebook ad for me, right? I'm telling it to write out everything for me. So it's writing out the title, it's writing out the description, it's writing out everything, right? So let's see, description. Please make sure that description is scroll stopping and impactful, right? For the primary text of the ad, please be sure to insert the link no less than 3 times. So all of these things that actually help me to get these high click-through rates, right? All of this ties in together and it's super important, right? But it also becomes super simple when you have the right tools. And then here's where it gets really cool. So I'm asking ChatGPT to write a prompt for me, an image generation prompt that I can put into an AI image generator that will create an image for me that's totally congruent. There's that word again, congruency, right? That's totally congruent to the copy, the ad copy that I'm gonna have in my Facebook ad. All right, so here's how that works. So now, if I take this, I'm gonna take this entire prompt. I'm saying make sure that it's 100% FTC compliant. I'm giving it all of these instructions. Make sure that it's extremely easy to read from a distance of 20 feet on a small iPhone. And the reason why, again, people are on their phone, and the biggest mistake that I see people make is they have these great ads that are not so great because the text is so small, right? You want your text to be big. You want it to be descriptive. You want it to be simple. You want it to be bold. So that even as someone's on their phone, and maybe if they have bad eyesight, right? Maybe if they're scrolling fast, they can still see it, and it captures their attention. It stops the scroll. And then I say, this is my prequel. So at the very bottom, I'm going to paste in. You can't put a link in. It's best to put your copy in. So at the very bottom, I'm going to give it all of the text for my prequel so that it knows what it's writing in the ad for, what it's giving me the image generating prompt for, and then again, everything's congruent to my prequel. So you see someone will go in, they click on the ad, it catches their attention, right? Because of all the different elements that I'm mentioning in this prompt, but it is also going to be, here's the word again, the C word, congruent, right? Put congruent in the chat box if you really understand the importance of congruency, because, or the comments box, because this is super important. And I think a lot of people miss the mark. But if you get how simple it could be, then it helps you as well. So I'm giving it my prequel so that it's creating an ad that's congruent to what the reader will get in my prequel. It's creating an image prompt that's going to be congruent to what the reader will get in my prequel. So do you see how that works? So the ad, right, image and text are congruent to what I'm sharing in my prequel. Not only that, but I also go in and I say, look, I want you to make sure that this is, I want you to make sure that the copy that you're writing speaks directly to the individual who will most likely be interested in reading the book, right? And I'm going to change this to prequel, that I will share with you here based on your interest, desire, age, and gender, right? Again, you're really honing in on your individual, the avatar, right? Now, if you guys want to know, let me grab I'm going to grab this prompt, so I'll put it here. So I'm going to put it in ChatGPT, and then I'm going to get my prequel. And this is not actually a prequel that we published. I just created this one because I don't want to use anything that I actually published, because I don't want someone to go in and copy, right? So I think that it's very important, especially when you have a business that's doing really well, like a publishing business. You don't want to go in and put it out there because it's just so easy. But it's not easy. People like to take the shortcut to go in and copy what you're doing, which is just insane. Even though in the Kindle Cashflow program, like, we teach you guys everything, right? Like, even when it comes down to using prequels to build out a list, using prequels to go in and sell more of your books or your series. Like, we teach that in the Kindle Cashflow program. And if you haven't gone through that training, you can go over to kindlecashflow.com/webinar. So kindlecashflow.com/webinar, or you can simply comment digital publishing, 2 words, digital publishing. And I'll send you a training, and I'll send you some additional information on how to go in and really crush your prequels, crush your digital publishing business as well. All right. So now I've got my prompt in here. I've got my prequel in here, and I'm saying, boom, ChatGPT, go ahead and write this. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. All right. Your prequels, they should be so incredible that they are literally cliffhangers. Like, they should grab and this is I'm going off topic a little bit, but the prequels are so important. They should grab people's attention so much that they are dying to read, like, the next chapter of your, like, not the next chapter, the next installment of your book. Like, they should just be ready, right? So if I look at this this prequel, and let me know if you guys don't mind me deviating every once in a while, because there's so much stuff that I want to share with you that I feel like would help so many people that I don't want to just like gloss over it. I want you to get the full picture. But if I look at my prequel, right, and it's just that like everything I thought I knew about Peter, about us, about time itself was shattered in an instant. What was the truth? Where was Peter? And why did it feel like the answer was slipping through my fingers like sand? The letter trembled in my hands as I tore it open, my heart racing faster with each word I read. And what I found inside, nothing could have prepared me for what came next. To be continued, right? I'm having a little bit of fun. But like if you're reading that, and of course you don't have the full context of the prequel, and if you guys want the prequel, if you want an example of the prequel, again, comment Digital Publishing and I'll share that with you as well as the training. But you're like, oh my God, what happened next? Like, don't leave me hanging, right? So that's the ultimate open loop here. So now, here's my Facebook ad copy. My headline, right? Discover the story before it all began. Description, read the prequel to your next favorite love story. Click now to get it for free, right? So who am I targeting here? I want you guys to think about this. Discover the story before it began, right? So I'm giving them kind of a little bit of insight, like this is, they don't even have to know the word prequel, right? They just have to, they just have to understand that there's a story out there, and I'm kind of like getting a sneak peek into it, right? Star Wars, you see where Star Wars has done this, and there's other franchises that have done this really well. They'll take you back in time. So now the description for my Facebook ad says, read the prequel to your next favorite love story. Click now to get it for free. And now, this is your description, right? So this is the part that's going to be down at the closer to the bottom of your ad. This is my primary text. Now, your primary text area, in most cases, when you go on and you're putting your ads together, it may look like a small area where you can only put like 1 to 2 sentences, but there's a huge amount of space. Sometimes, like my primary text area, it can be a couple of paragraphs like you see here, or sometimes I'll have pages, right? So it's just as much as you need to really convey the message. So this is not an actual URL. I'm just using it as an example, so don't go to tycoon.com/prequel. You could go to tycoon.com to get some freebies if you want. I got some really cool stuff over there that will help you if you're a digital publisher. All right, and then it says, all right, want to uncover the secrets that set the stage for an unforgettable romance? Start reading this free prequel now and discover the love story that's about to change everything. Click here to get your free copy today. Abigail and Peter's summer fling wasn't supposed to mean much, but what started as a sweet encounter at the fair has turned into a love that could rewrite the future. This prequel will take you on a journey filled with heart, mystery, and unexpected twists. Can you handle what's coming next? Start reading now and find out. Claim your free copy here. Ready for a love story that will keep you guessing? Don't miss your chance to dive into this epic beginning. Click Learn More, which is our button. We're going to use the Learn More because it always helps us with higher conversion rates. And get your free prequel copy now, right? And then again, the link. So why am I giving them the link in a few different places? So I'm giving them the link in multiple different places because I want to catch their attention. I want to catch their attention wherever they're at, right? So this line might catch their attention. So I'm giving them the link there, all right? Summer, I'll call you back. I'm recording a video. I'll call you right back. Sorry, guys, that was my daughter calling me. And I have a motto, and that is, whenever my wife, my daughter, and my children are calling me, it doesn't matter what it is that I'm doing. It could be in $1 million meeting. I answer the phone to let them know that they mean more to me than anything else. All right, so sorry about that. So now back to this. So I'm entering the link in multiple places because, again, you want to capture them. Boom, wherever they're at. Can you handle what's coming next? Start reading now and find out. That might be where you capture them. Boom, you want to click the link, right? So, disclaimer, I'm putting this disclaimer in here. No purchase necessary to receive your free copy. This offer is available for a limited time only. Now, if that's not true, don't put that in. You only want to have stuff that's actually true in your ad, all right? Now, here's the image generation prompt. Create an image that instantly grabs attention featuring bold text that reads, "Love a good romance, start this free prequel now." The text should be large enough to be clearly readable from a distance, even on a small mobile screen. Use warm and inviting colors like soft pinks and sunset tones to appeal to a predominantly female audience aged 25 to 35. So it knows my avatar. Who's going to be interested in kind of reading the content that I'm putting out? Who's going to be interested in reading the content that's in my prequel? And again, you can do this with fiction or nonfiction. Don't get caught up in the minor things, right? Don't major in minor things, right? Hey, Ty, can I do this for this? Yes. If you're wondering, yes, you can do it for any genre, right? I don't care if you're publishing a military, historical military, you can do this. And you should be doing it because no one else is doing it. Trust me. Only the people that are part of my tribe that know about this stuff are doing this. Include subtle imagery of a Ferris wheel at dusk, representing a carnival scene from a story and a mysterious figure in the background to hint at the unfolding drama. The image should be designed to stand out on Facebook using colors and contrasts that make it impossible to scroll past, all right? Okay, and then ChatGPT is trying to tell me, hey, this prompt is designed to do X, Y, Z. So now you're like, okay, well, Ty, how do I got the text to use my Facebook ads, right? I'm not going to show you how to go in and put this together, meaning the ads. If you want, maybe if I get enough people who want me to go in and do a walkthrough that shows you how to go in and properly put together your Facebook ads, maybe I could do that. Just put Facebook in the comments. Man, I'm giving you guys a lot of stuff, right? But I also got a lot of cool stuff I want to share with you. So put Facebook in the comments and I'll instantly send you a link that will take you to a resource where you can learn how to do one of my resources, right? Where you can learn how to do this for digital publishing as far as properly putting your Facebook ads together. So now I'm taking my prompt. This is my image generation prompt. And look, guys, this is one of my favorite resources here. I'm going to pause for a second to make sure that I'm not sharing something that I shouldn't. Okay, this is one of my favorite resources here. Now, we always talk about like Leonardo. I love Leonardo too. So you can go to Timecodes.com/Leonardo to check that out. I love, like we talk about Midjourney. You even can create images with ChatGPT, right? One of the paid accounts as of right now. But this, the issue with using some of the other image creator AI platforms is they always screw up the text. Now, this one, Ideogram, is not perfect, but it is the best image generator that can also incorporate text that I found. And I'll show you this, right? So take a look at some of these images. Don't make me flip my witch switch. I mean, look at this. Living, best life. I don't know what this says, right? I'm not going to read it. Public Mobile Kings, or Pool BG. Gospel Plow Outfitters. So now I'm going to come over here. Now, you can use a free Ideogram account, right? Now, if you go over to tycoin.com/Ideogram. What did I just call it? Ideogram? Ideogram. Ideogram. I got a bonus for you, so you can sign up. Don't sign up for Ideogram unless you go to tycoin.com/Ideogram. But now, here's what I'm going to put my prompt. All right, so I'm going to put my prompt here. Here's the settings I want. Now, I have a free account. I also have a paid account. With the paid account, you get some extra bonuses. I think my paid account is like $20 a month because I have like a high volume paid account. You guys don't need that. You just get the lowest one. You work with a free account. You just don't need that right now. All right. But I'm publishing something like, I'm creating like 4,000 images, something crazy a month, right? All right, so now your settings. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So your settings should be, I'm going to leave it at auto, right? But you can go into realistic, you can go into 3D. We're going to put our prompt in here. We're not going to change it. Please do not change it, all right? Again, we're not majoring in minor things. And then our settings here is going to be exactly what you see. I know people are going to be like, hey, Tyler, what should my settings be? It's what you see on your screen, all right? And for magic prompt, aspect ratio 1:1, because we're using these on Facebook, right? You want that 1:1, all right? And I talk about why and what you can do to change in the Facebook training that I told you to comment Facebook if you want more of, all right? And now color palette, auto, all right? We don't need to change any of that. Let me go back over here because I screwed things up, all right? Rendering, it's going to be default, right? You can change it to quality or turbo if you want to, but I'm saving my tokens, right? And I'm not going to share how much the tokens cost. You can go on their site, tycoin.com/IDEOGRAM. All right, and then I'm going to hit generate. So auto generate, I've got all my other settings. It's starting to generate down here, all right? And it does take a little bit of time to generate, but what's going to happen is you'll see where you've got some really cool images. And you can go, it's gonna generate 4 images for you, all right? Sometimes the images might not be perfect. You might find 1 or 2 that might be spelled wrong, or you might see double words. That's why I like to go in and I'll play around with it a couple of times, but take a look at this. Like here, right? So this is not perfect, but I can go in, I can hire a graphic designer off of Facebook, and I can say, hey, if I really love this, or I can just crop it out. I could use like Loom, right? Actually, it's not Loom. I could use Screenshot, or any screenshot programs. I can crop that out. So now I just have this, right? So Love a Good Romance. Start this free prequel now. Like, do you see how incredible that, like, even if I go in, and let's say if I go in and I make this thing really small. I think that's the smallest I can make it. I'm going to try again. But, here. Let's make it bigger. Like, let's say if you are on your cell phone and you're looking at this, you can still read it, right? Like, if you're on your cell phone and you're scrolling, or if it's up on your right-hand side, like if you're running right-hand side ads, you can still read it. Let's take a look at the next one. Love a Good Romance. Start this free prequel now. It's got the Ferris wheel, right? Because this story has a Ferris wheel in the story. You see that? Same here, right? So you see how these things, I mean, when you use this prompt that I'm giving you, the first one as well as the second one that the first one's going to create, you get congruency across the board, all right? So look at the other image. Start this free, and this was, remember I told you every once in a while I would screw things up. This one's screwed up, right? So I wouldn't use this one. There's a few other things that you could do. I'm not going to cover that right now to like really go in and rock this image, but I'm going to show you, like if I wanted to go in and create realistic images, right? I could do the same thing, and now I'm going to generate images. So go in and play around with them and try like the differences between like auto and realistic and 3D. And you'll see how this makes a big difference, especially for those of you who are running Facebook ads. If you're not running Facebook ads, I have no idea why you're not. I start my Facebook ads at a very low budget. Like I'm spending like between $1 to $5 a day when I start off. And I'll show you that, right? So like if I go over here in my Facebook ad account, if I go to ad sets, you'll see well, I'm starting my Facebook ads off like, let me just go to my budget here. Right, $1 a day, right? And I'm just not going crazy with it because I want to get the data. It's all about the data first, okay? So here's my other. These are the more realistic. Love a Good Romance. Start this free, and that's got it screwed up, right? Copy the text is wrong. Love a Good Romance. Start this free prequel now, right? So I actually like the first batch. Love a Good Romance. Start this free prequel now. That one's messed up. But there's no one saying that you can't go back and do it again, right? Love a Good Romance. Start this free prequel now. This one is good. And what I do is I go in and I'll take a bunch of these different images and I've got them under one ad set. So as you can see, I got one ad set that's selected here, and I'm split testing a bunch of different images. I'm split testing. I split test between 4 to 6 images, right, that I'll get from my ideogram against one another because I want to see which one is getting first the highest click-through rate. If you don't have any data, if your pixel's not seasoned, right, I'm seeing which one's getting me the highest click-through rate, which one's getting me like the lowest cost per lead, and then ultimately the lowest cost per purchase, right? Which one's getting me the highest return on ad spend? And again, comment Facebook if you want more information on Facebook training, Facebook ad training. All right, but hopefully this is giving you guys some good information. Hopefully you guys have gotten some value out of this. If you want more on things like this the stuff that we do to really like blow up our digital publishing businesses, and whatever sense of word that means to you. Just comment digital publishing, right? And I'll send you a link. I'm not going to send it. I'm not going to post a link in the comments because I only want to reward people that are action takers. So comment digital publishing, 2 words. Doesn't matter if it's lowercase, capital, whatever. Digital publishing, just 2 words. And then check your messages. I'll send it to you. We've got an automation that's going to that'll be set up, and I'll send it to you automatically. And then we'll get you rocking and rolling. Boom! Comment. Let me know if you got good value out of this. Your comments will help whatever platform you're watching this on, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, YouTube, to know that this is stuff that more people should be served. All right? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. And I will see you in the next video. Stay well. Stay positive. Stay focused.